All right, so I had to find a way to explain to a lot of my clients about staying in the center all the time of their horse so that they can stay balanced, so the horse can stay balanced, so the horse can feel your movements, to not overdo your movements. If you overdo your movements, you get your body in all sorts of weird positions. Like if you lift your leg up real high, you actually throw your weight over here, you're blocking your horse from where you actually want him to go. So when I have a troubled young horse, there's a way that, that you can ride to kind of help that horse get over stuff. And I realized the way I do that is kind of a way that you really stay centered and you really are talking to that horse nice and quiet and just talking down to those feet and just feeling of that horse. And when I say plumb to center, a lot of people don't know where their center is, so they can't stay plumb to it. But I figured out how I can get this to give them visual aids for finding their center and just kind of letting their horse go a little bit for a while. So if you have slobber straps on, which are these little things right down here, and you take your rein and you point that slobber strap in the direction that you want him to go. I'm not applying anything or doing anything with my body right now. I'm wanting to stand still, but not look away. I want to point that slobber strap in the direction I want to go. I want to keep one side of my chest on each side of this horn, keeping it centered all the time. If I had a row of buttons, it should always be straight. When I make a turn, one side of my chest will be a little bit closer, but the center line is still over my horn. If I point this out and I put this arm over here, my elbow should also remain over that horn. And I should see a little triangle right here. And I'm going to look down, a lot of flies, I'm going to look down my knuckles where I want to go. So when I turn, everything goes together. And that turn is enough. When I rotate here, that rotates my hips. My legs move far enough that that horse can feel it. You don't have to do anything crazy with your horse. If your horse isn't responding, you might have to do more to get it done, but you always do as little as possible. Do the least amount you possibly can at all times. So I'm going to sit here with one hand and I'm going to take this out. The only thing I'll do is kind of wake him up and tell him he actually needs to move here. And I'm going to stay upright and I'm just going to let him follow my rein, let my hips feel that rotation underneath me. When I turn this direction, my right leg goes back, my left leg goes forward. I stay centered, no matter what I do here, and I look down that way. When I want to change to the other side, I very smoothly change. That changes the rotation of my hips. This stays upright, sternum is always up, and I'm always looking out. My elbow stays over my horn, and everything just stays nice and smooth. Now if I have a really light horse, I can do this, but basically my pinky joint is going to point the direction I want to go. My slobber strap is going to point the direction I want to go, and I'm going to stay over the center. When I make a turn, my whole body makes that turn, and I'm just going to pull it out to the side again. I'm going to stay upright, everything staying centered, looking. Now there's times, he steps in a hole or something and I'm going to go a little bit off, and that's okay. And you just do this and you slide. He should be underneath you, very straight in this circle. His nose through his poll, down here, right through the center of me, all the way out the back and down to the base of the tail, should all be smooth. Nothing more bent than the other. And you just simply go around like this, finding your middle. Now no, you're not going to ride like this all the time. But when you take this position and then turn it into more of this type of feel, it is good. This is how you ride as he falls into another hole. So you just kind of go, and you see my pinky points the direction of the way. Everything goes. My hips still rotate, and that's all there is. So this is exaggerated to teach your body so you know where your body goes. You stay balanced, your horse stays balanced, everything goes together. Again, if I'm riding and I want to put this leg back and I put my leg up really high trying to move this hind quarter or something, and that throws my whole body off, and I'm in this really awkward position trying to get him to go, and things just aren't going to happen. And believe it or not, people get in that position. They try harder and they put their leg up like really high and they're trying, or they turn their toe out And all of a sudden my horse stops turning. He doesn't even know where to go. So you just nice and smooth. You don't ride with the heels of your boots. You ride with your body. You don't ride with your reins. You ride with your body. Where your body looks, your horse goes. And the more you do that, the more they kind of learn to stay with you. Everything's nice and smooth, and I'm asking him to go nice and slow here. And then when I stop, he stops. Very good.